Hey LinkedIn, this is week 39 of round 2 of my 52-week challenge to create videos every single week on LinkedIn and also now on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll put a link in the description. For this week's video, I want to talk about time management. I'm of the strong belief that the more things you're doing, the better you are at managing your time. In one of my previous videos, I talked about how you become more efficient in managing your time. One example of this is that I study and do homework while on my way to work when I'm taking the train. This allows me to save an hour each day of studying or doing homework while also being productive in my commute. The second part of effective time management is to figure out what your priorities are. I'm extremely busy. I work full-time. I'm taking classes at night for my master's, and I'm doing videos every single week on LinkedIn. With all these things on my plate, plus many things I didn't talk about, I have to figure out what my priorities are. When I was in undergrad, I started figuring out what my priorities were. I was going to school full-time. I was working a 20-hour-a-week internship, yet I was still able to get a 4.0 in my senior year of college. And as part of figuring out what your priorities are, you figure out what things you're wasting your time on that aren't really necessarily worth your time. For example, I don't play video games at all. I don't play computer games at all. That saves me a lot of time every day that I can use to improve myself, to learn something, or study or do something for school or work. Another example is I'm a big Warriors fan. I've lived in the Bay Area my whole life, and I don't have to watch every single game live. I can go on YouTube the next morning, go watch some 10-minute highlights that people put together, and I get the whole gist of the game. And this saves me 2 hours per Warriors game that I could use to do other things. So those are my time management tips. In the previous video, I talked about being more efficient with your time. And in this week's video, I talked about figuring out what your priorities are and cutting out things that are not worth your time. In the comments below, share some things that you've cut out from your life, cut out from your priorities that aren't worth your time. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll talk to you all next week.